Good morning and welcome to the 2023 Botshabelo AGM. My name is Refilwe and I'll be your host today. I am at the Botshabelo premises. I'll be walking through the premises, talking to some people, showing you around the different programs. Let's see what happens behind the scenes. It's a beautiful day in Johannesburg. I'm here at the donation center. I've just cleared up my cupboard, so I needed to let go of a few things. You can use this drive-through donations window, but I am gonna walk inside and see what's happening at the store. Let's go. I've just dropped off my donations and had a quick look around. I need to come back for some shopping. Remind me, will you? But first stop, we need to get to UpliftED. Let's go. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
So I'm here at the UpliftED Training Center, and I'm just gonna meet the ladies and hear what they do around here.
This is where we transform lives. We change lives in a way of training preschool teachers.
That's wonderful. So in this small space, you impact the community.
Yes.
Tell us how you do that.
So here we train preschool teachers on how to train kids using the South African curriculum, which we call CAPS for the bigger kids and NCF for the babies to 4 years old. So the ladies come here every month. They get trained on this, and it's play-based training that we do. So we've got amazing equipment that we work with, Play-Doh and other things that we use. But the most important thing is this tool, this colorful tool that is on the table that Marvelous is working with. We use this, that's why you see it all over the table, because the teachers need to use this to train the very thing that I said, the curriculum, your CAPS, your NCF, using these colorful blocks.
They are colorful indeed. So you're telling me that these ladies head out to rural preschools to train women, and that impacts thousands of children. That sounds like it would lead to some amazing stories. Let's hear some of them.
Hi.
Hi.
Dora. I know Dora. I'd like Dora to just give a very brief explanation of who she is and where she comes from.
Hi, I'm Dora Khumole. I am an ECD practitioner from Atteridgeville, from ABC Daycare.
And Dora, just tell us a little bit about how you came to be here and how you got involved with UpliftED. Tell a little bit of your story.
I remember it was in 2022, toward the year end. Then we had a workshop here, and then you gave a presentation of what UpliftED was doing. I was very much interested because that was when after I lost my mom and I had to take over as a principal. So I didn't know much. Then I was like, I have to. This is what I've been looking for a while. I was so excited to finally meet you, because UpliftED has done a lot for us. It has taken us from one level to another, which is so beautiful.
It's fantastic. You know, I remember that we got a call from Dora. We didn't know who Dora was. We didn't understand where she was coming from. And she called us, a very brave lady. She just called us one day, and we went to Atteridgeville. Linda and I we were a bit nervous. We couldn't really find you. There was a couple of phone calls, but it's been a really wonderful journey, hasn't it?
It's the education that you have given us as ABC, because you've given my ECD the dignity it actually deserved.
The UpliftED team has given your centre dignity.
It truly deserved.
And how are you finding the training that happens here?
It's beautiful. The kids are happy. I am happy. The teachers are doing better than before. The parents are happy. We are having more kids, which is beautiful. I'm really and will forever be grateful for UpliftED.
If I said to you, UpliftED, give me one word. UpliftED.
Skill development.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Dora. It's been really wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm Lily Ramkhayani. I came from Atteridgeville. I'm the principal there.
And I see you have some grey hair, Lily.
Yes.
And
yes.
how long have you been in the ECD sector?
I am there 30 years in the ECD sector.
30 years.
Yes.
So Lily, tell me, I want to know, what more did you need to learn?
There are many things that I wanted to learn, but I couldn't get help.
And so how did you come to be with Uplifted?
So one day I went to my friend Mapula Mabena. Unfortunately, she has passed away. Mapula was running a center in Atteridgeville. So Mapula, when I went there, I saw Mapula, her kids was following something. So I wanted to know what was that. Then he said to me, they are the programs. So I had that interest. Then I said to Mapula, where is the place? He said to me, when the first group is going to leave, I'm going to write your name there. So Mapula Mabena just wrote my name. Then I started to come here.
And what's the best thing you've learned from Uplifted?
Many things. The people who were training us, they gave us a lot of theory. So we didn't understand, me and my team, we didn't understand exactly what is happening with the teaching of the kids. So when I started here, things started to open up.
And are your teachers learning anything? Because you've been on principals training,
Yes.
and your teachers have been on the various age group trainings. Has it made a difference in your school?
A lot of
Like
difference. A lot of the learning areas. They didn't know about the learning areas and how to develop the small minds. Like now when they are using the blocks, they didn't know how to use the blocks. They just put the blocks on the floor, but by coming here, they were taught how to use those things, maybe by maths, maybe by the life skill, many things.
It's fantastic. And,
Yes.
and you've even learned something. After 30 years of being in the industry, you have learned something. I'm in awe of you, Lily, because for somebody of Lily's age to be still invested in personal growth, still invested in community growth and growth of her school. She's been there for 30 years. It's an amazing thing.
The Botshabelo, I think, is the brain builder. Yes,
The brain builders.
The brain builders, yes. Because a child needs to be developed while she's still small. So I see there are many changes in our centers, guys. Many changes.
It's been an absolute delight to get to know Lily on a very superficial level, but the team have loved having Lily in the workshops, having Lily as a sounding board. So we really are holding hands with you, Lily, and we're partnering together for a better South Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Botshabelo. You are very great. Thank you.
Uplifted Teachers Training Program. These ladies are changing the nation. Next up, the school. Let's go. So as you walk into the school, you can just see so many interactive spaces. It's just incredible. I am brave, loved, kind, smart, valuable, honest, helpful, creative, important. Me. It's the last day of school today, so the kids are doing something special. I hear it's pajama day. Let's go see what's happening. I'm in Teacher Mel's art class. There's something special about this place. Let's find out. Teacher Mel, tell us about this beautiful space.
So it's just a space where children can come and investigate, discover connections, interact with the different materials and art stuff that we give them, and not even art stuff, just everyday stuff where they can just really just be themselves and let their creativity reign free. It's a freeing space, but it's also a space where they respect one another, they tidy up after themselves. If you have a look at the little interactions that are happening around, it's a busy space, but it's also quite a calming space, a industrious space, a space where learning and connection happen, really.
So do you have a favorite painting that the kids have done?
I don't have a favorite, but I do want to just draw your attention to the fact that, they all are so beautiful in their own rights. And without sounding cliched, it's really tough for a little child to produce a painting of a chicken just off the bat.
Yes.
And I always say to the children, it's like making a chocolate cake. I never ever will expect you to make a chocolate cake unless I give you a recipe. So we speak about a chicken and we speak about where the head comes out and what's on top of the head and what the beak looks like and what shape it is. And then and only then, once we've looked at pictures and we've spoken about that chicken, do they actually start painting it. And then they just go for it, and it's amazing because they just have so much inherent belief in themselves, really, and so much confidence that I think we lose as adults and we doubt our abilities. So yeah, there's that. And so they all are really special. I can't choose a favorite.
Wow, what an inspirational classroom. I feel like doing some painting myself, but we can't do that right now. Let's go have a look at the library. All these different corners. Look, a vet clinic. Amazing. I see they have all these little spots for the kids to interact with books and all these other activities. It's beautiful. Ooh, a cash register. So lovely. Ooh. Hello? Tanya, hi. It's Tanya, the baby's home manager. Yes, the babies are going down for a nap? Okay, we'll see you just now. Yes, I'll be right there. Okay, bye. The babies are going down for a nap, so we're gonna go see the home. But before we do that, let's hand over to Danie van Tonder.
Well, my name is Danie van Tonder, and I have the privilege of being the chairperson of the Botshabelo board. It really is a privilege to serve on the board, to lead that team, but also from that vantage point to watch what the staff and the projects at Botshabelo accomplish. And I really want to start by giving thanks for the hard work that the board puts in, the hard work that the staff put in, and the time and the effort they make. The board gives of their time to give perspective, to pray and to give input on various projects, and they keep us going by asking really good questions, which is a very good thing to have. And then the staff at Botshabelo are an amazing group of people who live sacrificially, who give of their time beyond just the time that's expected to them as the normal working hours. And they do their work with dedication and a real passion for children and for changing lives and improving the future of young people and adults. We are a non-profit organization, and one of the difficult things in this season is the finances. The economic climate is in such a place that many people are unable to give away much, but we do have very generous donors who give financially, and many, many people who, not just corporates, but individuals who give of their goods and their time to make it possible that we can do what we do. One of the amazing things is that even in this time, we have been able to pay our staff in full and on time, which is something that we hold in high regard. There is nothing worse than having to wonder if you're going to get paid and when it's going to come. and meanwhile your debit orders are coming off your account and people are screaming for rent and so on. And so we really trust every month that we would have what we need to pay people in full and on time, and we don't have debt. It's a wonderful privilege to run an organization and be part of an organization that does not carry debt, and that also is being made possible by the generosity of Urban Life Church. And just for us being on their church property, and they support us through that. And we don't have to worry whether we're going to get thrown off this property or told to leave at short notice. But we're established here. We've been here for over 20 years. And it is a great advantage for us to be in a settled community where UpliftED, the school, and the baby's home can continue to work in a way that is efficient and works well. And I think that is such an important thing. Even in our current situation in South Africa, where finances are tight, corporates are very picky about the kind of places they're involved in and where they put their finances, I believe that the future of Botshabelo is bright. I believe that we're doing something that God has called us to do. I believe it's something that God is behind, and He wants us to impact our community around us. And as we focus on orphaned and abandoned children and the education of children through running a preschool and through also training teachers, I believe that we are building into the future of our nation. And that as we build into the future of our nation and we build into the young people of our nation, we can be very, very excited about the future. When we watch what people are doing, the sacrifices people are making, it gives great confidence and hope for the future. I want to read a story that I think encapsulates the heart of what we do. And I trust that this would communicate something. It's not a Botshabelo story specifically, but it's a story that when I read it, I was, wow, there's something in this that speaks of the heart of what we want to do for children and about the kind of people that we want to be part of our organization, whether they give financially and make things possible or whether they work in our organization. And so there's a story of a primary school teacher that happened many years ago. Her name was Mrs. Thompson. And as she stood in front of her grade 5 class on the very first day of school, she told the children a lie. Like most teachers, she looked at her students and said that she loved them all the same. But that was impossible, because there in the front row, slumped in his seat, was a little boy named Teddy Stoddard. Mrs. Thompson had watched Teddy the year before and noticed that he didn't play well with the other children, that his clothes were messy and that he constantly needed a bath. And Teddy would be unpleasant. It got to the point where Mrs. Thompson would actually take great delight in marking his papers with a broad red pen, making bold X's and then putting a big F at the top of his papers. At the school where Mrs. Thompson taught, she was required to review each child's pass records, and she put Teddy's off until last. However, when she reviewed his file, she was in for a surprise. Teddy's first grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is a bright child with a real amazing laugh. He does his work neatly and has good manners. He is a joy to be around." His second grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is an excellent student, well liked by his classmates, but he is troubled because his mother has a terminal illness and life at home must be a struggle." His third grade teacher wrote, "His mother's death has been hard on him. He tries to do his best, but his father doesn't show much interest, and his home life will soon affect him if some steps aren't taken." Teddy's fourth grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is withdrawn, doesn't show much interest in school, doesn't have many friends, and sometimes sleeps in class." By now, Mrs. Thompson realized the problem, and she was ashamed of herself. She felt even worse when her students brought her Christmas presents, wrapped in beautiful ribbons and bright paper, except for Teddy's. His present was clumsily wrapped in heavy brown paper that you get from a grocery bag. Mrs. Thompson took pains to open it in the middle of the other presents. Some of the children started to laugh when she found a rhinestone bracelet with some of the stones missing and a bottle that was 1/4 full of perfume. But she stifled the children's laughter when she exclaimed how pretty the bracelet was, putting it on and dabbing some of the perfume on her wrist. Teddy Stoddard stayed after school that day, just long enough to say, Mrs. Thompson, today you smell just like my mom used to. After the children left, she cried for at least an hour. On that very day, she quit teaching reading and writing and maths. Instead, she began to teach children. Mrs. Thompson paid particular attention to Teddy. As she worked with him, his mind seemed to come alive. The more she encouraged him, the faster he responded. By the end of the year, Teddy had become one of the smartest children in the class. And despite her lie that she would love all the children the same, Teddy became the teacher's pet. A year later, she found a note under her door from Teddy. The note was telling her that she was still the best teacher he ever had in his whole life. 6 years went on before she got another note from Teddy. He then wrote that he had finished high school, third in his class, and she was still the best teacher he ever had in his whole life. 4 years after that, she got another letter saying that while things had been tough at times, he stayed in school, had stuck with it, and would soon graduate from college with the highest of honors. He assured Mrs. Thompson that she was still the best and favorite teacher he'd ever had in his whole life. Then 4 more years passed and yet another letter came. This time he explained that after he got his bachelor's degree, he decided to go a little further. The letter explained that she was still the best and favorite teacher he ever had. But now his name was a little longer. The letter was signed Theodore F. Stoddard, MD. The story doesn't end there. You see, there was yet another letter that spring. Teddy said he'd met this girl and was going to be married. He explained that his father had died a couple of years ago and he was wondering if Mrs. Thompson might agree to sit in the place at the wedding that was usually reserved for the mother of the groom. Of course, Mrs. Thompson did, and guess what? She wore the bracelet, the one with several rhinestones missing, and she made sure she was wearing the perfume that Teddy remembered his mother wearing on their last Christmas together. They hugged each other, and Dr. Stoddard whispered to Mrs. Thompson's ear, "Thank you, Mrs. Thompson, for believing in me. Thank you so much for making me feel important and showing me that I could make a difference." Mrs. Thompson, with tears in her eyes, whispered back. She said, "Teddy, you have it all wrong. You were the one who taught me that I could make a difference. I didn't know how to teach until I met you." And so the heart of Botshabelo, as we look after children and we want to take care of children who has been given a bad side or a bad deal by life, where they might have lost their parents, they might be abandoned, they might have HIV. The children who are not exposed to a great education or don't have an opportunity for a great education. As we do that work, at the same time, we trust that the lives of adults will be changed and they would be given hope as they are rewarded through seeing the changes in the lives of children. And so, as I close, why don't you partner with us in doing great things for children? We have great stories, and you've seen some of those. But also, we have the lives of adults, adoptive parents, the lives of teachers who see children change, the lives of teachers or trainers who train other adults to be amazing teachers. We've had their lives changed. So why don't you partner with us in building a future for more Theodore Stoddards of this world? Thank you.
Hi. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So So I'm here at the baby's home and I'm just going to have a look around, meet some people, see what happens behind the scenes. And I'm here with Tanya and she's going to tell us everything that goes on around here. Tanya, tell us about this home.
So we look after abandoned babies. We create a warm, loving, homely environment for them. We try and make it as natural and as you would have in your own home. We also give them all of the opportunities they need to develop properly. So we have a developmental manager who spends one-on-one time with them and makes sure that they are meeting their developmental needs.
Sounds like you really enjoy being here. What's the best thing about it?
So I absolutely love coming in every morning and seeing their smiling faces. They all call me over before they're having breakfast. Okay. And they are all always so excited to see me. And that is my absolute favorite part.
That sounds wonderful. Before we pop in to see inside the baby's home, I want to see around the offices. Can you take me around?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go.
Shh, the babies are sleeping. But I think we came in at the right time because I can smell something in the kitchen. Hello, ladies. Hi. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Everything looks nice here. What are you making for lunch?
Oh, pap and beef stew.
Oh, wow. That sounds lovely. Can I see the pot?
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh, lovely. Can I come for lunch? Can I come for lunch? Or is it just for babies? I can.
Oh, you can come.
Okay. Thank you. So what are you going to be making for dinner tonight?
Pumpkin cubes and salmon meals with mixed veggies.
Oh, okay. That sounds lovely. Thank you so much. We'll see you later. I am filled with so much hope for our nation, and I'm not even done with our tour yet. While I make my way out to my next stop, let me hand you over to Andy. But before that, did you know that Botshabelo is a Setswana word meaning a place of refuge? And that's exactly what we do here. Let's go.
Good morning. Welcome to the AGM. I know you've been welcomed before. My name is Andy Clark, and I'm the new director of Botshabelo. And what joy it has been this last year to serve Botshabelo. What joy. So I just want to fill you in a little bit about what happened in 2023. Number one, I took over in 2023 and it was a roller coaster year. I've had to learn an incredible amount. I've had a fantastic team around me that have helped me learn. I've also had quite a new team around me. So Sizwe came in at the end of 2022. He's our operations manager, and he has been an absolute star. So we love having him around. He's the bravest man on this earth. He works with 39 women, and he's the only male on our staff. So he's been fantastic. He had to learn a job. I had to help him in his job. And together, I think we've made a difference. He's gone down to the donation center and he's made a massive difference there. So we're excited with Sizwe to be on board, and he's really done well. The other change that came was our baby's home manager, Nikki Martin, who has served Botshabelo just in the most incredible way. So she had told me that change is coming, and she gave us basically 9 months warning and 3 months notice, where she worked right up until the very last day. She had poured her heart, soul, and guts into the baby's home for over 9 years. And so we salute her, and the way she handed over was amazing. So in the middle of the year, we had a change. Well, near the end of 2023, Tanya Ronald came in, and the transition has been absolutely smooth. It has been. It feels like it's been a gift from God for us, and she's doing remarkably well. and the babies are doing well, the caregivers are doing well, we're doing well with Tanya on our team. So that's also a big change for us. 2023 was a year of change. 2022, we settled after COVID, and 2023, a year of change. So the other change was into the school, into Urban Kids, and we appointed Lauren Hollenbach as our principal. And it has been an amazing hire. Is it a hire? I'm not too sure, because it's a passion of hers. She's turned the school around. And I don't think there's anybody else that I know of that could be brave enough to take that school that had been in operation since 2011 and turn it around in such a short space of time. She painted things all over the school. She made things for the school. She jazzed the classrooms up. She jazzed the field up. And it is amazing. So the school is transformed. So that's our team. Linda, thank goodness, hasn't left. She's not going anywhere. She's the one that runs UpliftED for us. Thank goodness Mercy is still there. She's running the donation center. 2023 was an exciting year of transition and change. And I felt like God's hand has been on us for all that time. So I want to thank our partners. I want to thank the board who stood by, who've been steady. So I'm excited about what God's going to do for us this year with a new team in place, a new management team in place. We're sort of semi-new. We've still got the oldies. We did, as well as last year, our bookkeeper left, Yolandi, who also was phenomenal with us. And Yolandi's gone into her own business. So we hired a bookkeeping company, so that was also a big change for us. So just to make sure that we keep up to date with all our bookkeeping, we've kept our auditors the same, but our bookkeeping company changed. So they're bookkeeping and accountants, so they're great. They're Bismart, so that came in the middle of the year. So now we're going into 2024 saying, okay, everything's set, now we can run. But 2023, a year of change and transition, a year of bravery. I feel like our core staff, that didn't change. Our teachers didn't change. Our caregivers didn't change. They're the ones that have held us, and they're the ones that don't get the glory sometimes. So I want to give a shout out to them. They were just incredible in their dedication, in their service of just keeping our babies home running, keeping the donation center running, keeping UpliftED going, keeping the school at that high standard. It's phenomenal. The one thing I want to say about the school, you saw Mel in the art class. I just think that classroom is pivotal for the years to come. I think there were some pivotal changes, even in UpliftED, there were some pivotal changes that will stand us in good stead for years to come. Brought in Mel, she's amazing. And she's got years and years of experience, and she's got a passion and a drive and a new methodology that has come into the school. The values have stayed the same. Lauren has held the values, and honestly, she's done incredibly well. I love the fact that we're making impact, that Mel, in one classroom, day after day after day, is making change in the children's lives, but she's pivoting teachers' hearts and mindsets. She's pivoting the impact that's going to carry on after she's left, after this bunch of children in 2024 has come and gone. We're going to make changes into the future. Families are going to be impacted as children go home and are curious about things around them. So that class is pivotal in UKE. Linda brought in some pivotal changes as well. She's trained up trainers in KwaZulu-Natal that are now, they are running their own workshops in KZN. We're not even there. They just check in with Linda and Marvelous and Sibu, and they say, are we doing it all right? They're filming themselves. They're taking photographs. So it means that our program becomes sustainable in KZN, where we maybe haven't had the finances to go. The trainers have done the training. It is phenomenal. Do you know that in UpliftED, we hold 17,000 children in our hands. There's 3 women running that program, and in their hands, 17,000 children are impacted by what they teach. 595 teachers are hanging on their every word, waiting for their every command to know what to do in their classrooms. That's a lot for 3 women. So they are really doing something wonderful. We also last year transitioned from 11 to a broader field in Gauteng, where we've taken on, instead of doing weekly training, we're doing monthly training, but with centres from Attridgeville, which is a little bit further afield, from Ivory Park, from Tembisa. At the end of last year, those ladies from Attridgeville and Tembisa and Ivory Park said, "We're not finished with you yet. Please," they begged us to continue this year because the program, they felt that they hadn't learnt enough. So that we've taken them on again, plus a new lot. There are so many children in this nation that are being impacted by what Uplifted quietly does. The other program that I want to highlight quickly is the donation center. I came into Botshabelo not really knowing about the donation center. I thought they just sold pre-loved goods and they made a bit of money and it was great. And what I found out was that nearly 200,000 rand from last year poured back into the baby's home. From your pre-loved goods coming in and Mercy handling them with care, Mercy handling them with dignity, Mercy treating them as if they were gold, she poured more than 200,000 rand into the baby's home in a year. That is phenomenal. A t-shirt for 10 rand, a jacket for 30 rand. That is phenomenal. But the other surprise for me was to discover that she has fostered and developed 30 small business enterprises. There are 30 to 35 women that come in and buy from Mercy in bulk and go to their communities and resell on. They are making livelihoods for their families from being survivalists. They are now starting to become entrepreneurs. This Kazi economy that is in our local townships, that is alive and well. And we are contributing to that. Mercy has mentored these ladies. They come to her not only for clothes, but she talks to them. There's a camaraderie that happens that is unseen. It is the most phenomenal little donation center that I've ever seen in my life. And it's a surprise. And nobody is shouting about it. So I want to take this little moment to salute Nonki, Tuli, and Mercy. They are doing a phenomenal job, helping support some developments in our local communities and moving women, and there are some men as well, from being survivalists to, can we say, helping the economy survive, to helping their families survive, to bringing about a dignity and a worth into themselves, their families, and their communities. So I just want to say thank you, Mercy. And thank you to the donors for giving us the things that you no longer want and giving us the privilege of handling it to, one, pour money back into the baby's home so that we start being sustainable, and for helping women in the community to become small business enterprises. It's amazing. And of course, our baby's home. That pulls everybody's heartstrings. It is a wonderful program, and we're not ready to stop because God told us to look after the poor, the widows, and the orphans. So we're going to continue to look after our babies. There were 8 babies adopted last year. We had 1 reunification, and 1 baby was placed in another home as we couldn't take care of his needs. He was a special needs baby. He needed medical attention. Baby T came in it. She was born at 28 weeks. She had to have an operation. Donors came forward and poured money into that. And because if she'd gone through the state system where most of our babies go, she would never have had the operation. That was life-saving for her. So we had to go to the private clinic, and money came in. I want to say thank you for that. Baby T is in her forever family. She's been adopted. She's never going to be in the place where she was vulnerable like that again. So we continue with the baby's home. No matter what the status of the babies are, no matter we think we have won the HIV war, But our babies are still being abandoned. Our babies are still being left in hospitals. Our babies are being given up for adoption. We have a high teenage pregnancy rate. I'm just thankful that God hasn't forgotten about those babies. It is the most amazing place of hope. I absolutely love the Babies Home. And thank you to the caregivers who selflessly give up time with their own children to pour into our babies. It is an amazing place. That's 2023 in a nutshell. A great year. What does 2024 hold? We do the same. The heartbeat is the same. We continue to serve the poor and needy of our community, and we want to add value. We want to make a difference. Lastly, to say thank you to all the people watching this, all our donors, all the corporate donors, the individual donors. Your 100 Rand, your 1,000 Rand, your 2,000 Rand makes a difference. Thank you very much.
You know, most people bring in big bags like these, and I'm leaving with a big bag full of shopping. They have some good stuff in there. That was fun. Thank you so much for joining us for the 2023 Botshabelo AGM. Please comment your name and last name for our AGM attendance. I hope that you got inspired to take your next step. If you're wondering how you can get involved, all the information is in the description box. I think we'll see you next year. I left my shopping.